What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Um, sorry about the delay, y'all. I apologize. I had a few of y'all in here on the first go round. I'm still trying to figure out what I did. Trying to figure out what I did or what I didn't do. Uh, Mistake. Okay. Anyway, well, I'm here. I'm here. I see a few of y'all creeping in. I see the homie L Dogs is in the building, dropping them bars as usual, man. Man, let me see what you got for me tonight, man. Let me see. Man, come on, man. Whew, see, I forgot I said that one. See, that's why sometimes y'all might hear me say the same thing again. I'll be having that recall. I said so much stuff, man, and it just comes back up. It regurgitates out of the mind, man. So, you know, forgive me. But I appreciate the L Dogs as usual, my brother. Keep me sharp. This is an open topic. Uh, so let me get the rules real quick. The rules is open topic. Y'all feel free to ask me any question y'all want to ask. If I know the answer, I'll answer. If I don't, I'll simply say I don't and hope that we can find it together. The only rules are respect and maturity, because I assume that most of us, if all of us, are grown up in here. And if you come in here as a grown 20, 30, 40, 50-year-old person and you're acting silly and trolling like a child, I'm going to question your mental state, and then I'm going to eliminate. All right, so let's get it on, man. We could have real good conversation. Even if we disagree, we can disagree without being disagreeable. All right, man. Let's go, y'all. Open topic. I see a few of the OGs is in the building. I see the original boss ladies up in this thing. I see Connie Hodge up in this thing. Come on, man. We got OGs up in here, man. I know I was here last week, but it feel like it's been a while. I don't know why. Just even though I know I was just with y'all last week. Been busy, been doing some things, really pushing the album. A lot of behind the scenes stuff. Hey man, I want y'all to make sure I do this real quick. I want y'all to go and stream the Return of the Mac movie. Return of the Mac. The movie is out. That's the movie I have been telling y'all about for the longest. That I was honored and blessed to have a couple of songs on the soundtrack to the movie. And the movie is finally out. It's in some theaters here in Houston, but also you can stream it. So you look it up, you stream it. Support. Y'all supporting that movie, it's like supporting me. So go check out the Return of the Mac movie, man. All right, matter of fact, I got some things coming up too concerning the movie, but I don't want to speak ahead of it. MC Josiah, I appreciate the love, man. Always on the scene, always showing love, my brother. I appreciate that donation as well. Yo, what up, K-Rino? It's been a really good, busy week. We're almost finished with the album. Woo, almost finished. Come on, man. Y'all working fast over there. And we're working hard on the feature track as well. Also got a new Mac Mini recently. It's incredible. Come on, man. That's what's up. Just I love your motivation and your enthusiasm, bro. Don't never lose that. Don't never let the business take away your love for the art. Y'all hit the like button if y'all haven't already. Y'all click the thumbs up if y'all haven't already, man. A few of y'all in here that haven't got around to it, I'm gonna charge it to your mind and not your heart. But yeah, man, don't never let that's to everybody and not just artists. Whatever you're doing, man, whatever your passion is, if you are doing your passion, especially if you're doing it and you're making a living off of it, man, never let the business side of it destroy your love for the artistic side of it. Too many times we mash that together. We will quit doing what we love to do because of how the industry has imposed its will on us, or even sometimes our own mistakes in relation to the business side of it, and we would cause that to cause us to develop a animosity and a resentment for the art. The art didn't do nothing to you. The talent, the gift didn't do nothing to you. Don't let what men and women do who don't have your best interest in heart in terms of business, don't let those types of people distort your view, because now you remove a valuable asset from the totality of the art form, and that valuable asset is you. If you are talented and you bringing something to the table, if you're contributing something that's really viable and valuable, if you're contributing something to that and then you quit, now you are depriving the world of something that um, could have been a great benefit to the world. You don't know what that next song that you didn't release or didn't write would have done. You don't know what difference it would have made in somebody's life. So I want y'all to take on the spirit of MC Josiah, man, and stay motivated. He every week, he's performing somewhere. Every week he's recording. Every week he's doing something. He's staying motivated in his craft, man. So you have to use that as a lesson. Straight up. Walaikum salam, regional sky girl. Greetings from an undisclosed city in a really nice hotel. Just finished 3 turbulent flights today. Man, hate to hear that. You know, I never understood the I never understood but always respected the mindset of a flight attendant. Flight attendants are built different, man, because y'all on them planes all day, every day. You know, and I know every flight is not the smoothest. Every flight is not the most peaceful. You're dealing with turbulence. You're dealing with passengers. You're dealing with all kinds of things. So man, you know, y'all are built different. Regional Sky Girl, sis, let's put a collection. Let's start a collection plate going. Let's get a collection plate going so we can buy spirit. Let's throw some chips in the hat and buy spirit. Who want to go in with us and buy Spirit Airlines, man? I heard this brother, on a serious note, I read an article where this brother is trying to make a move to purchase Spirit Airlines. So I don't know who the brother is, but I'd like to see him put it off. Yeah. Weaver of the Human Spirit says, because good vibes attract your tribe always. Yeah, man. And even if it don't, you just be the best person you can be. Don't let other people make you be like them. We are supposed to impose the positivity, impose a will of positivity on others. And even if they don't latch on and become a reflection of you, you still got to be you. Too many times I see people go to the dark side because of other folks that was on the dark side and they treated them dark, and I'm just gonna be like everybody else be. Biggest mistake you can make. Yeah. Timmy Hendrix, I see you. Adam Anarchy, the OG, I see you. Yeah, man, y'all go check out the movie, man. Go check out the movie. Y'all to hear 2 songs from your brother in the movie. Much love, Cosmic Chrissy. Is that right? Yeah. Open topic, man. So y'all tell me what's on y'all mind. We here. I'm fully energized tonight. Last couple of weeks, I've been kind of on here, just kind of like just a little tired. I'm fully energized tonight. Appreciate the love, Lucas. Yeah. Hector Montoya is in the building. He says, beware of the American zombies on the dark side. Yeah, man. Regional Sky Girl says, we need to buy Spirit Airlines. I have flown with them in the past and enjoyed them. The drama that you see on YouTube was the exception, not the norm with them. Yeah, and I would absolutely assume that because I don't think that they would have been around as long as they were able to be around if it was just 100% negative experiences. They wouldn't have lasted as long as they did. Now, I don't recall what the circumstances were that led to them um, falling off. Now, I don't remember what happened. I don't know what it was. I don't. Maybe you could enlighten me. But yeah, I mean, whatever the issues might have been, maybe falling under new ownership and new leadership may tighten that up to make that not even be an issue anymore. You know, maybe somebody will buy it and change the name, you know. Because I know if we had it, what would it be called, sis? It would be called Nation Airlines. You know, may not even be under the name Spirit no more. They may keep the name Spirit because it still holds a familiarity. But I'm always in favor of a company that's in a competitive business, but uh, they work to keep the prices affordable for people, you know. And that's in anything, whether it's food, whatever the case may be. Weaver of the Human Spirit, I appreciate the donation. Weaver of the Human Spirit, just weaving them human spirits. Just weave some good ones. Rekka, what's up, man? My brother said quitting should not be an option. That's right. Hate when people quit. I hate when people quit. You should always hate when people quit and only quit. Now, let me fix that. Hate when people quit. So don't ever quit, even when people hate. That's how you do that. Phantom Face Final says, popped out of the cake. Surprise. Yeah, man. OG Critic is in the building. It's open topic, man. So tell me what y'all got on y'all mind. We can get it on like Donkey Kong. Is that real life? What's going on? How you doing? Cosmic says Sam Cooke. Hey, Sam Cooke, Howlin' Wolf. You naming all the OGs. Otis Redding. Yeah. Come on. Throw Big Pokey name in there. I love it. Anna Menarche said, I was just listening to the industry tonight. I went from living in a tent to get a Toronto funded hotel room. So that's my new home. Unlimited time span. Come on, man. Love that. Love that. Come on, man. There you go. Appreciate you. I'm not saying, I know you're not saying that my album had nothing to do with it. We not making that connection. I'm not feeling that way. I'm clapping because you got out that tent. But I appreciate you listening to the album. As all y'all should go get my new album. Perfect time to do a commercial. Not a YouTube commercial. Perfect time to do a shameless plug without the shame. This is my latest album, The Industry. Y'all go get the physical copy. Go get the CD of it. And go get it on all the digital platforms. So I'm gonna play the role of somebody who's in the chat right now. I'm in the chat right now, so I'm gonna say, man, K, I didn't know you dropped a new album. Where can I buy that at? Let me tell you. There you go. SouthParkCoalitionSite.net. Didn't feel like getting the link. Maybe I'll do it a little later on. But that's what it is. Regional Sky Girl says that they meaning Spirit, they tried to merge with, I think, Frontier or JetBlue. That would have saved them, but the government said no. National Airlines is good. Yeah, we'll be Nation Airlines. Oh, so they tried to merge. And the government shut them down. Okay. John Doe says, now I get the gas station pills conversation from last week. Check the track, hilarious. Never knew that was the epidemic it's become. Yeah. Pretty. All you gotta do is go in the corner store and you see them all over the place. But if you're not looking for that, yeah, you may not even pay no attention to it. But if you just really lock in and look, you're like, wow, they got a plethora. Yeah. Hold on, Mike. Mike say Dreamland. Come on, man. Dreamland. You can have it all in Dreamland. Anything you want to be, man. Anunnaki says, I need the physical version. Well, look, you can sure get it. SouthParkCoalitionSite.net. Let me go ahead and put it up. Go ahead and put the link on here for y'all, man. We're gonna keep these physicals alive. We're gonna keep them in their face. I'm showing y'all how it's done. Cause shout out to everybody who's been supporting, getting the physical copies, getting the CD. And if you got it digital, shout out to you too, of course. Do both. But get them units. Get something you can touch, tangible, something you can read. Yeah. Dreamland. Appreciate the love. Real life, you gotta make sure you spell it right. Yeah. Michael, I'm gonna have that blood doctrine for you next time I see you. I already got them on the way. Got them on the way. Next time I see you, I'm gonna have that blood doctrine for you. Woo, them baby planes, 1,500 of them, and the mother plane. Read message to the black man. Come on now. Come on now. They slowly bearing witness to that will. They bearing witness to that will. When I say they, yeah, they openly bearing witness. They've been knowing. They slowly slipping out little stuff that they already had to the public. Uh-oh, Grandmaster Rodimus is in the building. Pedro, I see you. CJ Johnson, thank you. I appreciate that. Real Life says, how can you push on being artist? What do you mean, how can you push? Push on being artist. What do you mean? Hidden Agenda Part 2. I probably already written something that could be a part 3, 4, 5. You know, I speak on the hidden agenda all the time. The agenda is sometimes hidden in plain sight. Yeah. Open topic, y'all. We got our first question of the night. That's what I've been waiting on. Is that Trevin? Trevin says, how do you feel about the creator of all things working through those who love him? Oh man, I love it. It's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. Sometimes the creator works through those who don't love him or don't appear to love him or don't have the best intentions, but everything works for the greater good. So yeah, if people are utilizing the gifts that God gave them, especially to glorify him and to make the world a better place, then that's exactly how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Sorry I was a little late tonight. Peace and blessings, weaver of the human spirit. John says, so UFO release, your thoughts. Um, we don't believe in UFOs, we believe in IFOs. Identified flying objects, because we've identified what they are. They're not some aliens, that depiction of aliens that are from other planets that are coming down, and no, that's not what it is. That those so-called UFOs that you see are man-made crafts flown by men. There's no aliens. These are God's crafts, and there's a mother plane that houses them. This is God's craft, and it's scriptural. So that's the one part that they're not talking about, even though there have been a couple of people that have kind of spilled the beans, people who have saw things that people would say they shouldn't have saw, and they described some of the pilots on those wheels or those so-called UFOs as black pilots. Now I'm telling you what they said, but it bears witness to what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said decades ago. So while there's a lot that well, I don't say a lot, there's things that they're starting to release and starting to reveal slowly and slowly and slowly. That's the one part that they haven't really got really in depth with, is who's actually manning those crafts. But they know, and more importantly, they know the purpose of that mother plane and those crafts. They know. Open topic, man. Anarchy says, as I said when K first came to Toronto, man, I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. It was good to meet you when I came to Toronto. I was glad you came out. Glad you came through. Hey, y'all hit that thumbs up. Too many of y'all haven't hit that thumbs up yet. Y'all click that thumbs up for your big brother, man. In the words of Rick James, give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. I'm glad y'all starting to wake up on Dreamland. Appreciate that, Phantom Face. One of my favorite songs. I thought it would get more attention than what it's getting, but I'm thankful for what I get. Y'all click that thumbs up, man. Some of y'all still ain't doing it. Let's get it on. Real Life says, is the music industry worth the risk? If music is your gift, if music is your passion, if music is what you love, then it's worth going forth and trying to manifest and bring your gift to fruition, bring the fruits of your gift, the potential fruits of your gift, to bring them into reality. It's worth that. I think that your question comes from a place of, is it worth it, based on how those who control the industry manipulate, steal, exploit, and destroy the artists who are part of the industry. I believe that's the basis of your question. So to address that would be to say, to gain, to maintain ownership of what your art is, to maintain ownership of your work, takes you out of that danger for the most part. Because when you control what you do and they don't control what you do, then there's still a degree of risk that's involved in it, but that risk only becomes the things that you invest in yourself, the chances that you take on yourself, not being someone else, some other power manipulating you, tricking you into signing bad deals, forcing you to put out bad content that leads to the degenerative actions of people. So if you own it, then it minimizes the risk and eliminates being under that dark industry cloud. Now, you might not get the fame you wanted. You may not even get the money that you wanted. But here's the trick. A lot of the people that got the big name and the big fame, they're not making the kind of money you think they're making. And I say this all the time. They're doing better than the average person. So if that's what you want to go for, then you go for it. But listen to the song I made called Dreamland. We just got through talking about it. Go listen to Dreamland. About an album, and you can hear it. That's what the song is about. It's about weighing what's worth your soul. Man, I can have all these things that they're promising me. That's what they tell you. But I got to give up a part of me that I may never be able to get back. Yeah. Appreciate that, John. Anunnaki says, I still listen to telekinesis. Man, that's what's up. That's right. Look, anything I dropped in the last 5 years is still a new album. Come on. Is that Drill Girl 718? Drill Girl 718 says, "Hey people, I'm new here. Just decided to join a live channel." Well, look, man, Drill Girl 718, we appreciate you coming through. Hope you like it here. If you do, hang around. Don't be a stranger. You're more than welcome. Subscribe to the channel if you like it here. We here every week, and I'm here pretty much every day dropping little short videos, life lessons, and game for y'all. If you don't know what we do, around here we make music and we give game, good game. So y'all show some love to Drill Girl 718 since she's new, and we got OGs in the building. Y'all give her a shout out since she's new in the building. Tonight is open topic. Sometimes I have actual subjects that we speak on, but this particular night is open topic where anything pretty much goes in terms of questions and things of that nature. So, and we try to cover everything. Yep. Rashid Avant, I appreciate the love, appreciate the donation, Rashid. Much love to you, my brother. Said, "Peace, K. I noticed that you don't have a lot of SPC features like Brain Dead, IQ 7, NIP, Felony. Are they still active?" Yeah. For the most part, of course. Gangsta Nip's been on tour with the Insane Clown Posse, so he's been on the road, been doing this thing, dropping new projects. So you follow Gangsta Nip, and you'll see that he's still extremely active. Rough IQ. I'll anybody you name, I just got to reach out to him and, hey man, let's get to work. Now here's the deal. On this album, I don't have any features on this album as far as rappers because I started the album last year, then I stopped for a minute, and then I picked back up. When I picked back up, I was like, man, I've been saying this album coming out for the longest. Let me go ahead and get it finished. So I didn't really reach out to get any features. Now the next project that I'm working on, and I'm getting ready to start working on, you'll hear a lot of South Park Coalition features on it. So, but that's a really good question. Yeah. Battlefield Entertainment, yeah. That's very this be told. Yeah, y'all show love to Drill Girl, man. She's new. We want to keep her around. Is that Ciao Haynes? How am I pronouncing that wrong? Would you ever let a fan rap battle just for the hell of it? Rap battle me? I don't battle no more, man. Y'all gotta find somebody else to do that with. Gotta go find one of these youngsters to battle. But in my day, I couldn't say I would let you battle me. It's about if I would accept the challenge but back then I would always accept the challenge. It was never a not. But I mean that's not my let the youngsters have that. But I won't say that. I can't say that. It's just not in me. It's not in my heart to do that no more. Unless the price is right. 5 entities in the building. Seeing a few new names, man. Shout out to all the new people, man. Mike, the movie is out. Return of the Mac is out. The movie is out. We actually got together a couple of weeks ago. Me and a lot of people, we got together and went to the movie theater and watched it at the theater out here in the city. And I'm gonna double check see if it's still showing. But you can stream it. You can stream it right now. And for those that don't know what we're talking about, new movie just dropped, Return of the Mac. Shout out to Brian and Jamie for putting it together and including me on the soundtrack. Great movie, great message about trafficking and the dangers of that. Y'all need to check the movie out, man. Go stream it tonight. JD, I see you. Yep, yep. Yoli Yoli is in the building, keeping it rolling out there in Hawaii. All right. Timmy Hendricks says, what's the meaning behind the art cover of your most recent album? Well, I mean, again, anytime y'all mention the album, I'm going to show it. You see that? The industry. You got to say it fast. The industry, the industry. You see me standing at the base of that tree? The tree is huge. I'm standing, the roots are over my head. That's how big the tree is. And if you look closer, you see the branches of the tree. All of the things that represent industry and how they've corrupted and turned it into a corrupt industry, whether it be the government, religion, music business, all that. So it's a tree designed, it's a tree designed to end us, the industry. So that's the meaning of it. Yeah. Cross Columinali says, do you believe in the biblical saying that light has no kinship, fellowship, partnership, or common ground with darkness? Or do you think it's possible to coexist with both? I'm not familiar with that scripture, so I'm not going to act like I am. But as it relates to light and darkness, what I would get out of that is darkness representing the wrong side of things, light representing the right side of things. So if they have no kinship, then that means that there's no place for them to coexist in the same space. See, because the objective is to be a light, to have light in life. Darkness represents death. Darkness represents the unrighteous side. So having no kinship is like, no, if you are of the darkness, then we cannot be family if he or she or me is of the light. So while they coexist in the same world, there's darkness in the world, there's light in the world. For them to inhabit the same space, nah. But I will say, we are dichotomies. We are in the process of being, at times, both. You may have a side of you that's bad. You're fighting that dark side while you're still trying to come to the light. So there's an eternal war aspect of it that I guess we can look at as well. But I appreciate the question. Luca says duality and extreme malice and the heavy gun. Beats are on God level, so are the lyrics. Well, I can't take credit for the beats, but shout out to the producers who did the tracks. Chef and Toast, we need a K-Rino and Big Crit blues track. Man, shout out to Big Crit, man. Respect to that brother. Okay. Okay, let me see. It says Cialwaynez. Cialwaynez. Okay, I'm trying to pronounce your name right. Gotcha. Gotcha. Doesn't the sorcerer have a half sister? By the way, how is L Dub? Sorcerer with a half sister? Yeah. Open topic, y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all got on your mind. We can get it on, get it on. Texas Tech is in the chat. What's up, man? He's in the building. South Park Coalition OG's in the building, man. Y'all better understand. I appreciate that love. See y'all. I'm just gonna call you C. Yeah. Imagine being eaten alive in a dead country. Yeah, Phantom Face. Grudy says, what do you think of Kanye West? Very talented brother, very intelligent brother, skillful brother. I don't always see eye to eye with a lot of the things he may say and a lot of things that he may stand on. But also me not knowing that brother personally, I can't say that I know all the time what his end game is. Sometimes people can do things that may seem like it's against the grain in terms of motive, but it may be a way, it may be a roundabout way to get to the same place that we are trying to get to. So I don't know that, but as far as a talent, being multi-talented producer, rapper, I was also say self-promoter and marketer. It's greatness. Yeah. Where was I at? Messini Choice, I see you. Deeper Elevation says, do you think modern freedom is real freedom or managed freedom? Well, one thing we got to understand, there's only one freedom. Now, the interpretation of what the definition of freedom is, it may be interpreted as in different ways by different people. So what I think you may be asking when you say modern freedom, so if you have an individual that's making a lot of money and doing well, family taken care of, but they may work in corporate America and they seem like, okay, well, this guy's living the American dream and things have really gone well. They've overcome many obstacles that uh, may have been viewed to be in the way of our people. Then that can be viewed, oh man, this person is experiencing freedom. But if that rug can be snatched from under you at any time, then are you really free? Are you really free? If you are an artist, even a successful artist, you sold a lot of records, you got a big name, made a lot of money, actually have made a lot of money, you have everything you need, family taken care of. But if there are restrictions on you by somebody, by the very people who pay you on what you can and cannot say, who you can and cannot affiliate yourself with, are you really free? So the modern freedom represents the aesthetic of what it looks like success is, but real freedom is in the power to control 100% what you do and say without the fear of anybody else imposing a repercussion on you. So the term you said managed freedom, that's a good term because who's managing that so-called freedom that you think you have? That's why I wrote the song based off of what I heard in one of Mr. Farrakhan's speeches, talking about the $1 million slave. It's like you're a $1 million slave. So to the naked eye, it would appear that this person is free. He can fly around. He can fly to Paris if he wants to and go shopping at one of the most expensive stores in Paris. He lives in a mansion. All these different things. It gives the appearance of freedom, but history has shown us many times that all you got to do is take a misstep in the eyes of those who control you, and they'll show you how free that you really are not. So that's another great question. Timmy Hendricks says, God bless you, brother. I have, from what I know, German, Dutch, and is that American? What flag is that? In me, my whole family is mixed, and I'm happy I was blessed in diversity. Yeah, man. I mean, that's who you are. Shout out to everybody who liked Murder Trial, man. The song Murder Trial. I see you, Mike. Phantom Face says Radical, Second Guessing, and Dreamland are my favorites. But there's one song I haven't heard yet. There's one song I haven't heard yet to keep me interested in the project. You say there's one song you haven't heard yet? What's that? Yeah. Y'all getting deep with it. Deeper Elevation says, how do you stay mentally independent in a world constantly trying to shape identity? Our identity is not shaped by the world. Our identity should be shaped by God. So it's like when somebody is incarcerated and they say, well, man, you know, he's incarcerated, and while he's incarcerated, he gains knowledge of self. And he says, well, you know what? They locked up my body, but they can't lock up my mind. My mind is free. So you stay mentally independent and free because that's how the Creator made you. The Creator created you to be free. He didn't make you to be a slave. He didn't make you to be subservient to an oppressor. He made you to be free. So we live in a world that has a pull on us, that born in sin and shaped in iniquity. So it has an influence on us, but we have to push back against that influence. But this world don't control you unless you let it. You let it control you. If you let it give you, if you let the world dictate to you what your identity is, see, that's what they've always done to us. Speaking as a black man, they would look, okay, y'all are Negroes. Y'all are colored. These are not names that we gave ourselves. Even the N-word itself, these are not names and identities that we gave ourselves. These names were given to us and we accepted them because we weren't rooted enough in who God said we was. So now we will identify more so with the worst names than we will with the best names that we can identify with each other. So we'll walk up and say, "What's up, fool? What up, pimp? What's up, my N-word?" Women will walk up and call themselves B's and H's, and they'll be laughing and joking about it. So our identity got to be shaped in what the Creator said it was shaped in. He said a good name is better than gold. A good name. See, you have to be, even our names should have a meaning. Another great question. Dougie Doug, what's up, Rex? My brother, I appreciate the love, man. That's why I didn't hit you back, because I was on this live stream. But I did see that you hit me, and it was all right. It was all right. Wimby getting scary, bro. Wimby is becoming scary. He's becoming scary, bro. We got to get in the lab, man. We got to talk about this. Legends 34 Sports Podcast. We got to talk about this, man. Y'all hit the thumbs up if y'all just coming in, if you haven't already. Yeah. Already, what's up, my brother? It's good to see you the other week, man, at the show. Jody says, Blankster always told me to just shine my light. So everywhere I go, I just come with pure love. Yeah. Because as simple as it may sound, like I tell people, you know, you never know what people are going through. And it don't hurt to just say something nice. Open a door for somebody. Give somebody a compliment. It don't hurt. You never know what a person may be going through. That one word that you gave, that one encouraging word you gave them might have been just enough to keep them from doing what they was getting ready to do that they didn't need to be doing. Yeah. Trying to tell you. Cross Illuminati says, have you heard any of the rapper Mystical's son's work? He's good. He goes by Jimmy New. No, I haven't heard. I didn't know Mystical had a son that was rapping. That's cool. Yeah. Say Mystical Sons go hard. Battlefield says Mystical Sons go hard. Man, that's good to hear. Yep, yep. Yoli says, how do you feel about people doing malicious stuff to wild animals? In Hawaii, this guy threw a huge rock at a Hawaiian monk seal, and now everyone over here is enraged. Hopefully justice is served. I mean, it's never good when people abuse God's creatures any form. And I don't like to see people abuse animals. I hate when I see that. I hate when people kick dogs or just do horrible things to animals for no reason. I hate when I'm not a big fan of those big game hunters that go out and they go into the environment of a wild animal who is living in their natural habitat and just shoot down a antelope or whatever it is. Just shoot them and kill them for no reason, just for sport. But to keep it a buck, my main priority is the malicious way that people treat other people, and that would be of bigger concern. Even though, like I said, I don't like to see people treat animals bad or any living thing bad. But our biggest problem is how people treat people. The same way people shoot down other people in the street, the same way people abuse children, babies, through physical abuse, through molestation, through exploitation, trafficking, the same way domestic violence is so prevalent with men beating on their wives, women beating on their husbands. It happens in all forms, you know. So our treatment of each other, you know, even verbal abuse, our treatment of each other is the top priority. But it ain't good nowhere around. Yeah. Casual P, what's going on, my brother? Man, I appreciate you supporting the craft. Yeah. I'm overloaded with confidence. I'm so infatuated with myself, I slide in my own DMs and leave compliments. Come on, yo, dog. Yeah. Is that ATX Screwhead? ATX Screwhead. What is your advice on someone who has been labeled as a clown or ignorant or downright immature who is dealing and having difficulty with change and growth? My first advice would be, as harsh as it might come off, anything that people might say about you that's perceived to be negative, you have to ask yourself, is it any of it that you can honestly say about yourself that is true? So if people are saying you selfish, people are saying you disrespectful and evil, and what, you know, you have to first say, man, could it be possible that I am selfish? Could it be possible that I am immature? Could it be possible that I am ignorant? You have to be honest with yourself to try to dictate or determine if some of what's being said is true. And you got to be really honest. Now, if you reach a point where you say, well, you know what, I can be a little hot-headed, I can fire off on people sometimes, I got a bad temper, then, and you acknowledge that I need to work on that. But there may be something else they're saying about you that you know is not really your true character. And you're like, no, that's not me. Y'all have either misread me, misunderstood me, or y'all trying to play me. But whatever it is, you have to pray and ask the Creator to give you discernment on who you really are and the people who are saying these things about you. I need to know who's really saying, if what they're saying is really legit. I need to know the place that it's coming from, because people will say stuff to you out of hate, but sometimes people will tell you about yourself out of love. They'll tell you the bad things about yourself, but it's coming from a place of wanting to see you be better. So that would be my advice. And if you're having difficulty with change and growth, then you have to pray to the Creator to help you change and grow. Some stuff we can't do by ourselves. Some things we need guidance on. It's not that you can't do it, it's that you don't know how to do it. If you go buy a shelf out of Walmart, it's going to have the instructions where you can kind of look and kind of walk your way through it. But some things that you have to put together don't have instructions. So if there's parts of you that you have to assemble, it might not be no instructions. So the instructions come from God. And God may speak through other people and give you those instructions. What's a hammer? What's a hammer, Yoli? I don't know what that is. Pat Warren is in the building. What's the best song on the album, Pat? And that's right, Doug. The Annihilation of the Evil Machine comic book. Y'all make sure y'all go get that. Y'all can order it. Who didn't know I had a new comic book out? Who didn't know I had a new comic book out? Well, if you didn't know, you can go order it from that website I just put down. That link I just put down now. Yep. Open topic, man. Y'all dropping some good ones tonight. Click the thumbs up if you haven't already. Cameron K says, I memorized similes. Man, you got it memorized? I don't even got that memorized. You know the whole song by heart? I bet you won't put it online. Timmy says, the world controls contracts. Cross says, right, rebuke their evil projection. OG Critic says, Freedom by Charlie Boy, go hard. Okay, I got to check that out. Y'all go check out the interview we did with Charlie Boy. Go check out that Charlie Boy interview on Underground Dialogue Podcast. I wouldn't know about Charlie Boy if it wasn't for Texas Tech. I told Charlie, I said, man, I got a homie that put me up on you. No question. Underground Dialogue Podcast latest episode is up now. It dropped a couple of days ago. Had DJ Too Deep on there. Y'all want to know about the artist DJ dynamic, the good, the bad, and the ugly? Go check out the Underground Dialogue Podcast this weekend. Check out the new episode. Phantom Faith says, Song of Life. I always do that. When All Eyes on Me came out in 96, didn't listen to Life Goes On. Or picture. Oh, okay, that's a song. Or Picture Me rolling to 2001. Oh, wow, that's an interesting technique. What makes you decide on which song you're not gonna listen to? You just randomly pick one, or is there a reason? Trevin says, what's your interpretation of the Matrix on its deepest level? I couldn't tell you because the Matrix means different things to different people. So what I would say, it may not even be what the context in which you're asking me. 007, the killer, what's going on? Cross says, he's too tall. Wemby is wild to watch. Yeah, man, Wemby getting scary, man. Let me say this. I want to say this, man. I'm predicting if Wemby stay healthy, he gonna be the next person to score 100 points in a game. And if Bam can hit 83, shout out to Bam. If Bam can get to 83, you catch Wemby on a hot night. If he get hot, hit by 9, 10 threes and get to the free throw line and be hot from the field. It can happen, bro. Yeah. Michael says, why did intellectual conversations die out and be replaced by closed-minded thoughts? How can we get the people back to opening their minds and use the common sense the Most High gave them? Well, the powers that control this world, They do not want the individuals who are under them to be free thinkers. They want to dictate what you think. They want to give you the ingredients and then tell you what to cook and how to cook it. Because if they control what you think, then they control what you do. So I never get this quote right from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, but I'm going to try it anyway. It says, he who prescribes the circumference, the diameter of your knowledge controls the circumference of your actions. And I know I didn't say that right, but the gist of it, it means that if they control how you think, then they control how you act. So if they give you the knowledge, this is what's the history. This is the history, not what you, here's the history. Here's the science. Here's the political landscape. This is what's going on. Here's the foreign policy. Here's this, here's that. Here's what you should eat. Here's how many times you should eat. Here's what you should watch. Here's what you listen to. This is what TV shows you should look at. This is what radio stations and songs you should look. They are at the wheel of all of that. So any intellectuals, any opposition to what they prescribe are either suppressed down into the underground where they see no light of day, or if they start to peek out and see enough light to where they start to gain a following and gain influence, they get dealt with. They get lied on. They get slandered. They get misrepresented. They get planted with a false, they get branded with false narratives about their character and who they really are and what they really represent. The truth is made to be a lie, and the lie is made to be the truth. That's why you're seeing such a big attack in this country on free speech. Because they don't want anybody to have an opinion or even especially a fact that opposes or exposes what they've been dishing out to the people. So free speech is under attack by our own government. Because in order for them to be able to just freely move and weave throughout the circuits and do all of the corruption that they've been doing, they want to do it without any type of resistance, any type verbal resistance. So they're gonna shut your channel down. They're gonna shut your page down. They're gonna shut your career down if you're an artist or an entertainer that may speak out. You're gonna lose your deal. You're gonna lose your contract. You're gonna lose your TV show. If you're a news station, they're gonna threaten to take you off the air. If you're a comedian, you can't speak. You can't crack a joke about it. This is the United States of America, and this is a nation whose constitution, whose first amendment of the Constitution says that its citizens have the right to exercise free speech, even if that free speech speaks against The very government who gave you the right to utilize it. It ain't no freelancing with no free speech in America no more. See? This is where we at. Massini Choice, it's on the way, my brother. I sent yours personally. The overseas game is different, bro. It's taking a while, man. The shipping is crazy. The pricing is crazy. I don't even want to charge y'all that much for overseas shipping, for international shipping, man. But it's so crazy, man. It's so expensive, bro. And then it takes a long time. But it's on the way, man. Yours is on the plane. I appreciate your patience. Pat, yes, sir. I'm starting on some new stuff probably next month. I had to take a break, man. I suffer burnout when I do a new album. I got to recharge the battery, and I try to give y'all all of me. Yeah. X8 says, what can you do for someone who's really good to you? What can you do for someone who's really good to you, but has a lot more than you? Well, the first thing you got to do, you got to understand that love and friendship is not based on material items. So you say, what can you do for? You say someone who has a lot, has more things, has more material items. Nah, for somebody like that, they just want to know this is what you can do for them. You can just show them in your actions that you are the friend that only wants friendship out of them. Because when somebody has a lot, they become used to people always asking them for something, always needing something from them. But if you that person that you their friend regardless, you're not coming at them with your hand out all the time. Matter of fact, he could be a millionaire, but when y'all go out to eat, you get the check. Nah, man, I'm paying tonight. Nah, I got it. Because people who have a lot, they like to know that they have friends too, real friends, real solid people around them. So you just got to be a friend. They might got something on their mind they want to talk about. But when they talk to the other friend was like, yeah, that's messed up, man. Hey, but about that $500, man, that you said you was going to loan me. So the things you do for them are not physical things. It's another good question. Deep Elevation said, God killers don't get mentioned enough. Way too important. Man, come on. Hector says, why do people still believe in Democrat and Republican? They only gave us two choices all of our life. We've been indoctrinated into that. That's all it is. We have been fashioned mentally into the belief that one of these, you have to be one of these. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if both of these in a particular election cycle, both of them are not worthy. It wouldn't even matter. I still got to be one of them. It's just a conditioning process. Now, if you if you see somebody that you feel, a candidate that you feel reflects your best self-interest as a voter, as a citizen, it's not my place to argue with you if you choose to vote for that person. But I would say that if you're going to keep it real, and it's just me talking, if you're going to keep it real, it shouldn't matter if that person claims to be Democrat or Republican. If y'all understand what I'm saying. If the person is if the person's policy is aligned with what you feel is best for you and yours, it might be a Democrat 4 years ago. But 8 years ago, it might have been a Republican that lined up with your thoughts. 4 years from now, it may be a Democrat again. But to pledge an allegiance to one party blindly and it just, wait, I'm a Democrat. And they'll say, well, you know, because there's a basic template or there are basic stances and principles that these parties are locked in on traditionally, and so I have to align myself with these principles that this party is locked in on because I'm locked in on this too. So that's pretty much what they'll say. But for others, we got a lot of blind followers out here. And that's not a popular take, but that's the reality. Now, where was that? Where was that at? I just saw that. Oh, okay, there it is. Is that Eric Amnesian? What's going on? Stars Without Stages. That's what's up. Appreciate you mentioning that song. Urui Amy 19. I know I messed your name up. Appreciate the love, man. Y'all go get the new album, man. I appreciate y'all shouting out the old songs, but go get that new one. Go get that new one. There's the link. I just put the link down in the box. This is the brand new album. That's right. Go get it on CD and go get it on iTunes and Spotify and all that. But first and foremost, go get you one of these. Yeah. Okay. Hold on, y'all. I got lost. Let me find my way. Let me find my way back. Veritas Be Told says no such thing as freedom of speech anymore. Phantom Face says they're governing your mental. Dollar bill, y'all. Systematic Sounds. Big up from England. What's going on, Systematic? Dollar bill is in the building. Yeah. Y'all click the like button as y'all come in, man. Everybody who's slipping in right now. Hold on, man. I got lost, y'all. Casual Peace says, you said you read the New Testament. How do you take the Gospels of Christ, knowing they speak of the crucified Christ and the Holy Quran speaks of the Christ escaping persecution? I think, and let me make sure that I make you understand I'm no biblical nor Quranic scholar. First of all, I don't see what the I guess the issue with, if I say I read the gospel, but I also read the Quran in terms of Christ. Christ didn't escape persecution in the Quran. That's number one. Jesus was persecuted in whatever scripture. He was persecuted. So I guess I'm trying to get a full understanding of your question before I answer it. So let me hold back, because I don't want to speak out of something that I don't fully know or understand. But bring that back. Bring that back. All right. Trying to catch back up, y'all. Let me catch back up. Let me catch back up. Yoli says, when people ask for prayers for family members, please be sure to actually say a short positive prayer and just hit the like button. Yeah, you know, pray for people with sincerity. Don't pray against people. When you pray against people, what makes you so special? I'm going to pray for your downfall. What makes you so special to think you control somebody else's downfall in the eyes of God? Unless you praying against, you know, just abomination and evil. But if you praying that somebody don't get a new car because you ain't got one, says, I'm going to say Amy 19, the illusion that your vote actually counts or means anything. I say this all the time on a national level. Yeah. A lot of people are not agreeing with that now because of how the current administration is bringing the country down compared to what they believed the Democratic candidate would have done. But I don't think a lot of people are factoring in scripture. Babylon got to fall. And for Babylon to fall, it got to be a hard-hearted ruler that moves the pieces around to bring that to fruition. Now, strawberry ice, strawberry lemonade. Strawberry ice is in the building. Strawberry ice, and you seem like a new person. Glad to have you here. Don't be a stranger. Yeah. Cross D says, tons of people only want to be your friend for what they can get out of you, or if you elevate their status. Yes, a lot of that going on, but you still got some real good people that's really, you know, really good friends out there. Connie, I see you. Hold on, Connie, I got something for you. There you go. There you go. James Johnson, appreciate the love, James. Got the CD and stream the album. Come on, man. He's for 25. And then he made sure I got my 0.003. I never tell people to not stream it. I just tell people to support, to keep me free. Phantom Face says a friend is the strongest bond ever. I know married couples who are not friends with each other, and it's sad. My wife is my best friend. Man, you got a special situation. No question. Yeah. Appreciate the love, Veritas. Can I advise on what, Strawberry? Strawberry says, husband has a mistress. I asked her politely to stay away. He won't stop. She won't stop. I know it's his fault, but she is also at fault and needs to stay away. Okay, well, let me make sure you finish. Okay, cool. All right, well, this is the part where I gotta keep it a billion with you. Now, you asked the mistress to stay away, which indicates that hypothetically, if the mistress was to stay away, this would mean that you would be willing to stay with your husband and try to work it out, right? If you're saying, you telling her stay away, that means get away from my husband so me and my husband can resume in our marriage. That's what it sounds like to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you also mentioned that you know that your husband is at fault. Now, if you plan on forgiving your husband and you stand with him, y'all trying to work that out, then God bless y'all, and I hope that it comes to that. But if your husband, if he's not telling her to stay away, then it's not going to matter that you're telling her to stay away, because he's a willing participant in the affair that's going on with the other woman. So while it's never my place, and it's not my place to advise or to try to push anyone to end their marriage, that's not my place. But you're going to have to try to make the decision to determine what's best for you and your peace and your self-respect, and put that in God's hands to ask him how this situation should be, how you should handle this situation. Because he, according to you, is choosing to be with this woman. So if you tell her to stay away 1,000 times, and then if she can say, okay, I'll stay away, and then you go, okay, thank you for staying away. Thank you for agreeing to stay away. And then late on at night, your husband calls her back and is like, what you doing? Yeah, she's asleep. All right, I'm on the way. Both parties that are not you, one or both parties that are not you, have to agree to end this. And if your husband cares enough about you in his marriage to say, okay, I'm not doing this no more. Because it sounds like you got the kind of heart, a forgiving heart, that would be willing to fight for your marriage and save your marriage and keep him around. You're just asking her, but you should also be seeing where his head is at too. That if he was to say, I'm done with it, sounds like you would still stick around. But you will never get the satisfaction that you want if he still wants to deal with that woman. That's just the reality. And she's not going to go anywhere as long as she knows that he still wants to deal with her. Because in her mind, she going, he ain't going nowhere. But from a standpoint of self-respect, for you, your own self-respect, a time has to come, a time would have to come where you would have to say, man, I deserve better than to subject myself to accept somebody who's not gonna stop dealing with this person. And you're coming from the angle of, well, as a woman, she should have the respect. She should put herself in my shoes and have the respect enough to know that this man is married and you're breaking up a home. You're being a home wrecker right now. Newsflash, people don't care about that. She don't care about that. What she's getting out of it is she's met a man that is treating her a certain way, that's making her happy, making her feel good, doing things for her, that happens to be married. But in her mind, it's like what he's giving me, I'm not willing to let go of because I'm happy being with him. So if he happens to be married, she's thinking to herself, well, and like I told you, sis, hey, you done came into the real zone. She's thinking to herself, well, clearly it's something that the wife ain't doing right. If he over here with me, I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna shoot straight with you, sis. That's the thought process. So again, it's not my place to tell you, well, you need a divorce. No, it ain't my place to say. Y'all stood before God and made vows. He has to be reminded. You shouldn't even have any words for her. To be honest with you, you should have words with your husband and get all the answers to the questions that you want to get. You get all the answers from him of the thing that you want to know, like why. You know, what drove you to this? You have to do what I asked the other brother to do when he asked me about his own personal growth and all that. Not that it justifies it, because I don't want nobody to say that I'm saying it justifies it, but we would naturally have a urge to know, well, man, is there something that I'm falling short of in my marriage that may have opened a window to make him go to that? And if you think it is, address that about yourself. But if it's not, then it's on him either way. But if it's not, hey man, I'm being the best wife I can be. I do this, I do that. Nothing justifies it, but you don't deserve that. Gotta have some self-respect. But ask him all the questions. And if you want to stay with him, which it sounds like you do, you got to lay it out. It ain't for you and her to have a conversation. I told you where her mind is at. I hate that you're going through that. Yeah, I hate that you're going through that. Bugsy Holiday, is it wrong to pray for someone's downfall? I mean, yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know the details of the context of why there would be a downfall that you're praying for, but I don't feel like it's our place to pray for an individual's downfall. If I'm gonna pray for an individual that I may feel uh like something about this person that's rubbing me the wrong way, I would pray that God, keep me and that person at a distance from each other. Keep that person away from me. Not from a standpoint like I'm going to do something to them or they're going to do something to me, but from a standpoint of that I don't want them to be anywhere in my mix, anywhere in any potential dealings that I may have, anywhere around people I care about. I would pray for distance. And hey, I would pray that that person, um, for the transformation of that person's mind, if indeed that person is out of pocket like that. But my main prayer is keep them away from me. I'm not going to pray that you have some kind of collapse or some, like, look, man got a wife and a family, because you can pray for the downfall of the destruction of another individual that you may have a problem with, but that person may have other people in his life that are innocent, may have children. So his downfall may represent the downfall of his whole family. So we got to be careful with those kind of thoughts. And that's different from loving your enemy, because I'm not a love your enemy type of person. My enemy seeks to do me harm. So I'll pray for victory over my enemy. But an enemy and somebody I'm at odds with is not necessarily the same thing. But if you seek to do me harm, I got to pray for victory over you. But I'm not sitting around praying for somebody's downfall who I have no interactions with on a daily basis. I don't deal with this person. It's just something we had a falling out about something, or nah, man, you do you way over there and I'll do me way over here. Okay, Casual, let's see. You say, just saying you are considered to be saved if you believe in the crucified Christ and has risen by his Father God. Okay. Well, here's the thing with that. Jesus himself basically said that it's not enough to just believe in him. He says you also have to pick up your cross and follow him, right? He said, pick up your cross and follow me. That means that you have a load to carry yourself. That means that you have work to do yourself. It's not just about, well, like a lot of people believe, well, Jesus paid the cost, he paid the bill, I'm already clear, I'm already free. I can get up and walk out the restaurant. I done ate the food, but Jesus walked up to the counter and paid my tab. All I got to do is walk out and leave. No, we don't believe that. Because out of his own words, he said, you got to pick up your cross and follow me. See? There are gospel songs. It's a gospel song that say, must Jesus bear the cross alone and all the world go free? He says, there's a cross for everyone, and there's one for you and me. So you're only saved when you do the work to be saved. Because if Jesus paid the price already, why is everybody waiting for the judgment day? Ain't no judgment day. Anybody who ever got a ticket, if you got a ticket, a traffic ticket, if the ticket gets paid, you don't have to go to court. You don't have to go stand before the judge. If the ticket is paid, you don't even have to go to court. You ain't got to go downtown. So why would if the ticket is paid, I still got to go to court? So if Jesus paid the price, there would be no need for a judgment. As an individual, we all still have to walk our walk, then stand before the Creator to receive our judgment and see what hand our book gets placed in. It's part of how we was taught that Jesus paid the debt. That's another gospel song. Animanarchy says, K, you still got a backup pair of sunglasses? I sure do. I keep a backup now. Y'all think I'm lying? See, that's a great question. See, this is somebody who the real support. He asked me, do I still have a backup pair of Lokes? So that means that generally, this is the pair that I wear. You know, y'all see me wearing this pair of Lokes pretty much on a regular. But in the event of an emergency, if something goes wrong, you always got a backup. Keep a backup. That's a principle of life. Yeah. Strawberry says, but I told her I would expose them, then she backed off. So that meant that she had something to lose. Because if you simply told her that she would expose the situation, then that means she has something to lose. It could potentially mean that she's in a relationship or married. She's in a position in terms of her employment that it may not look good if this is brought to light. So she has something to lose, which made her back off. However, that still does not solve the issue at its root. So if you say, well, if you don't stop, I'm going to expose y'all, and then she backs off, I'll pop my thing up, then that does not heal or fix the mindset of her or your husband, who still possibly has the desire to be with this woman. So it's not a happily ever after. It's not a happily ever after scenario because you scared the woman off, whether it be a permanent scare off or temporary. It's still not a happily ever after, because the issue of the husband's desire to do that in the first place, it does not nullify that. And trust me, I'm not saying this in a way to try to be harsh. I'm shooting straight with you. Like, it's like if as a parent, there's a you have a son, and your son is dating a girl that you don't approve of, for whatever reason you don't approve of, and you say, you know what, I don't want y'all together. And they're like, we're gonna be together, and they rebellious and they sneaking out to be together, whatever. And then finally you say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna send my son to go live with his uncle in another state. Okay, you separated them by force, but that doesn't change how they feel about each other. And it also doesn't eliminate the potential of still figuring out a way down the line to still try to be together. So again, to you, sis, you have to deal with this problem at the root. And the root is your husband. Now you said, but why should I leave my home because of them? I don't know about the scenario or the conversation about you having to leave. I don't even know what the situation is in terms of you wanting to having to leave. But the home part, if this is a situation where like, hey man, this is my house, I'm comfortable here, everything is gonna roll right back to one thing, and that's your husband. Because you may not have to leave, but he might have to leave. And God knows I ain't trying to break y'all. It's not my place to try to break y'all up. I'm just putting it out there in a way to make you understand. Don't let familiarity, don't let a comfort zone, don't let we have a fear of having to start over. We have a fear of what people are gonna think. We have a fear of the embarrassment of man, it didn't work. Because what happens in a lot of situations, particularly with women, not necessarily with men, but particularly with women, if there was this wedding, this big wedding, regular wedding, courthouse wedding, whatever the case may be, and we invited people and it was a big ceremony and the families came out, that can be embarrassing when it doesn't work. It could be a situation where people feel like, oh man, there's people that wanted us to fail anyway, and now I failed. And now, no, it's not that you failed. If you fulfilled all your obligations and your duties as a wife, you haven't failed. But you can't subject yourself to mistreatment forever if the situation is not going to be thoroughly and completely resolved. And that is the conversation that you and him have to have. You got to know what he want to do. He may not want to be in a marriage no more. You got to look for your peace. You got to look for your long-term happiness, your peace of mind, your self-respect. And if he's willing, oh, heck no, he supports her financially. Says, look, y'all got to have a conversation. Because at this point, he's more married to her than he is to you. So if you said you was going to speak to her family, then sis, like I said, she got something to lose. It's not going to stop how they feel about each other. It's not. And I understand your goal, your mind frame is to try to, you want to get your husband back. You want to get her out the way, and I want to have my husband back. But it's an old song. It's an old song. I forgot who sang that song, but it's an old soul group from back in the days. It says, your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. So even if he was to say, okay, all right, baby, I'm not going to deal with that no more, blah, 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 blah. If he hasn't flushed out the feelings that he has for that woman, he could be right back under the roof with you and y'all can be sitting on the couch chilling. His body is there with you and his mind is on the other side of town. Y'all got to have a conversation. And you can't allow yourself to be trying to hold on to, you trying to hold on to a rope that's made out of smoke. Blessings to you, sis. Pray first, though. I can talk to you all day, but get your guidance from God. Ask God to guide you to the best decision. Two years. Yeah, see, you torturing yourself. You torturing yourself. Yeah. Now leave her family out of it, sis. Don't go that far into it. Because you see, that's you putting, you know what that's like, sis? You're doing what you're trying to do whatever you can do to create the separation. But creating the separation in a physical form does not create the separation up here in the mind and the heart. It's no separation. They still feel the way they feel about each other. So you are taking a medication that covers a symptom but does not create a cure for the sickness. Scaring them with the threat of exposing and embarrassment and all that, that's a medicine that blocks out a pain for a minute, but it's not curing the problem, the underlying problem. God bless you, sis. Get at the God. What? See, every time I try. He said, if I don't like it, I can leave. He's not leaving her. I told him to fear God. What an injustice. Sis, if he told you those words, sis, then he gave you what you needed to hear. And whether y'all are married, whatever the situation is, you cannot force somebody to be with you. You can't force somebody to be with you. You can't do it. It don't matter how much you care about them, how much you love them, how much time y'all been together, how much it hurts, how much. If a person shows you, tells you what the deal is, you cannot force them. So you would, if he said those words to you, sis, then he laid it out. He laid it out. You get at the God and let that run its course. Let that run its course. Connie says, Strawberry, pray to God for your husband. Kay is right. He might already be gone. If so, I pray that God gives you peace. Yeah, you gotta live for you at some point now. And sometimes our own low self-esteem, just our own insecurities, it may cause us to endure treatment that we don't deserve. It's just like, so you let people mistreat you or walk over you in a way that's not worthy of you. You got to look out for you at some point. If he said he ain't going nowhere and you can leave, you got to tell me that, but once. Because I don't want to be with nobody who don't want to be with me. There's no happiness in that. This person do not want to be around me, but I'm just forcing us to be together. And we here at movie, we having date night, movie night. We sitting on the couch. I'm smiling while the movie on, and they just sitting there going through the motions. There's no happiness for you in that. I want to be with somebody that want to be around me, that want to be with me. That's what you should want. I ain't, like I say, ain't my place to tell you what the end you. I'm speaking now of me in general. Look, I'm gonna go find me somebody that want to be with me. If that's the situation if I was in your situation. Ain't force nobody to want to be with you. Let them go. It's not healthy. That's not good for you. It's an artificial situation. Well, sis, I done told you what I can tell you. You gotta love yourself. That's right, Pat. That's the OJs. Your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. You're messing me around. Come on. Y'all gonna go make me listen to that tonight. Lexington Lopez, I see you. Say, what's the song from Solitary Confinement that I love the most? That I love the most. Probably Barbed Wire Discipline. Something like that. Sister Strawberry, if you don't mind, can I ask you how old you are? How old are you, sis? Right. Casual. Yeah, you're right. The book of Revelation does. See, and he said you will be persecuted for my name's sake. Right? That's what you're referring to? Say, you will be persecuted. Christ telling his Father, you will be persecuted for my name's sake. That's a fact. That bears witness to what I'm saying. Those who strive and strove, if that's a word, to follow the Christ, they fell under persecution too by the same enemies that he had. But everybody didn't pick up that cross. Some even did and will deny him that claimed to rock with him, right? It's people that standing firm on 2 feet right now, riding for the Christ. Yeah. As soon as it get hot, they'll be like, I wouldn't with him. Your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. Glitched out Spartan. Say, what was the most difficult song for you to write? Have you ever experienced writer's block? No, I don't believe in writer's block. Writer's block is a myth. Doesn't exist. The hardest song for me to ever write probably was a song I did called Hearing Double. That's probably was toughest one. Yeah. Y'all got me singing this song, man. I can't be singing this song with Strawberry going through this. Veritas just gave you some good game. He said, you don't want to wake up one day and realize you wasted another 10 years of your life. Please, sister, you are worth more than you think. I pray God grant you wisdom and peace throughout. And here's the issue. Our biggest problem is that we don't like to go through the pain that it takes to heal after the breakups. That pain is like, ew, the pain. But time heals all wounds. But you have to start the process. Got to start the process. If you never start the process, if you prolong it and lingering in the madness, just like Veritas said, a year passes, 2 years passes, you fighting this war, 3 years passes, you just, and in that time frame, that could have been a time frame where if you chopped it off in the beginning, soon as it went down, you would already be moved on from it. 2 years, 3 years down the line, but you're still in it. So you prolonging a healing process. Matter of fact, you're not even prolonging a healing process because you haven't even initiated a healing process because you still in it. Kendrick McCall says all blood ain't family. Yeah. Casual says, come clean right here and take Jesus as your Lord and Savior. Let it be known your scripture knowledge is well kept. All Jesus needs now is your heart and loyalty, like how to treat your colleagues. No, you ain't said nothing wrong. Take Jesus as your Lord and your Savior. Just make sure you know who he is. Yeah. Who birthday is it? Jimmy Is your birthday, Jimmy? Dollar dollar. Jimmy, it's your birthday? Hey man, give my homie Jimmy his birthday shout out. He just turned 39. Everybody shout out to the homie Jimmy on his birthday. And look, watch this. You got one more year. You got to turn in your 30 card, bro. When you turn 30, they gave you a 10-year card. You're on your 9th year of your 10-year card. You got to turn your 30 card in this time next year and get your 40 card. You got 10 more years on your 40. Happy born day, brother. Be thankful to your mother. Thank God for your mother. Mr. Farrakhan said, when it's your birthday, honor your mother on your birthday because she's the one that brought you here. Appreciate the donation, Yoli. You asking people which one of my songs made them cry? People have told me certain songs made them cry. Your body's here with me. Oh, yeah, the banner behind me. Look, I'm dressed just like the banner right now. Look, I got on a black t-shirt. I kind of still look the same, y'all. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But your mind is on the other side of town. You're messing me around. Got me singing this song. I'll be singing this song all night. Which one you cried on, Phantom Face? I need to know which one you cried on, Phantom Face. I got 2 songs that grown men tell me that they cried on. Y'all probably wouldn't even believe it. Tower of Sadness. Yeah, man. Oh, man, look at here. Okay. Well, here's the deal. Go to SouthParkCoalitionSite.net. Make sure you get the new album. Go to martialartsproductions.space to get the comic book box. How we looking on the comic books, Dollar Bill? We still got some in stock? Because this is a limited edition. I'm spelling wrong. Subscribe to the Underground Dialogue podcast. Go check out the latest episode with DJ 2 Deep. Hey. Wind and rain. Wow. Wow. Flowers. Oh, wow. Okay. Holla at me. Jose said, holla at me. Okay. It's 2 songs that people tell me that they cry when they hear. That's one. And that's one. I just put them in there. It's crazy, man. Y'all drop y'all locations, man. Let me shout y'all out. What do they send back? They send back some domestic orders or some international? I've been getting stuff back too on the CDs from here and that. It'd be just be little address errors, stuff like that. OG Bino says, if I had for sure. Oh, that's crazy, man. I never, that's crazy. And everybody who ever said that song made them emotional, guys now, they all of them had children though. They had children and it made them emotional. That's crazy. Wow. What, insufficient address or what? Meanwhile, Phantom Faces in the 614. The OG Connie Hard is in 619 San Diego. The Birthday Man, Jimmy, is in Anniston, Alabama. Aikido Gaming. HTX, better known as Houston, Texas. Zazel in the cut, man, just chilling. We know you out there in New York City. My brother Michael Butte is in Beaumont. Beaumont Mike. Yeah, that's crazy. V, you been in here all this time? See, we needed some sisters in the house, man. We got to help Strawberry out. Connie been holding it down, trying her best to give some female advice. We need some sisters in here. And Connie and Yoli been holding it down, trying to help Strawberry out. I can only give it from my perspective. Sometimes need some sister-to-sister game. Veritas Be Told is in the UK. Oh, come on, Azazel. You OG status, man. I know where most of my OGs is from. Casual Peter Slane is Oshkosh, Bagash, Wisconsin in the building. Knicks handling their business, bro. Y'all, hey, look. Knicks, Pistons, collision course. They are on their way. They are doing this. And y'all know y'all struggle with the Pistons. Spurs, OKC, collision course. V was open topic. We about to shut it down, V. You come flying in the fourth quarter. You turned the game on with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Massini Choice is in New Zealand. The one and only Yoli is in Honolulu, Hawaii. Matt Greer is in here, Stephenville, Texas. Is that Stephenville or Stephenville? Let me make sure I got it right. Amy 19. Is that Oz? Yep, Australia. Well, I see that kangaroo and a crocodile. V said, I just got here. You must have went to the club tonight. Man. Blessings. Boss Lady was in here. Of course. Oh, Veritas, all this time? Oh, come on now. My bad. Yeah, because she was giving you big game. Yeah, no question. Big game. Thank y'all. It's only so much a throw it off dude like me can say. Adam Anarcha says, we don't know the whole story, Strawberry, but it seems like you're crying out for some advice to help reaffirm your possible decision to ditch your man or stay with him. Yeah. That's all right, V. Apology accepted. You in the valley, right? Don't you live? You live in the valley, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. When I come back out that way, you owe me some food. I'm just joking, but I'm really not. Anamonarchy is in Toronto. 8:44 in the UK. Wow. Big world we live in. Yeah. Why not North Little Rock? Got 15 more minutes. If y'all want me to stay on for 15 more minutes, I'll stay. It depends. I respect y'all time. I'm up all night anyway. I'm not finna get off of here and go to sleep. If 10 people say they want me to hang around till 3, I'll stay. I need 10 people to say stay till the top of the hour because it's different times in different places. Yeah. Basically 15 more minutes, then I'll stay. The original boss lady is in H-Town. Got some stuff coming up too, boss lady. Got some stuff coming up. Cool little event coming up I'm getting ready to do. Yeah. Okay, that's what's up. Oh, I already know, V. I want some cheese enchiladas. I want some good chips and salsa with some queso. What else I want? That's really it. Appreciate it, Connie. I needed that confirmation. No pork. That's right. That's no pork. Yeah, I saw that, but I don't know what they want. Dollar Bill, I saw that, but people just be saying, "Hey, I need to talk to you." I'm like, about what? If somebody don't say, if they don't state their business, what do you want to talk about? You can't just say, "Hey, here's my number, call me." All right, I'm gonna hang for about. We got 12 more minutes to the top of the hour. 12 more to the top of the hour. All right. Man. Yep, Knicks. Well, the Lakers will be going home soon. Yeah, y'all want to beat us. I knew when the Lakers beat the Rockets, I said, that's all right. Y'all got a good whooping coming. Because we would have got the same whooping if we would have won. Yeah, but I knew what OKC was going to do. Yep. It's been a cool open topic, y'all. Anybody just coming in and didn't hit the thumbs up, let's at least get to 75 likes. Yep. Appreciate the love, Mike. Mike, I got some stuff coming up, man. And next time I see you, I'm going to have that blood doctrine for you. I'm going to put it right in your hand. Time. You like that time? 19? Appreciate that. Jose said, I'll never leave your side like a rib cage. That's right. Yeah. When you say mahalo, what I'm supposed to say back? Hey, Azazel, check this out. You know what? I was watching the game tonight. I'm going to tell you, man, it got to be a messed up feeling when you playing in your home arena and the fans are cheering louder for the road team than they cheering for you. I had to do a double take. I had to look at the court to make sure they was in Philly. Because every time the Knicks do something, it was like, I'm like, man, they just like the Knicks playing a home game. Like, bang, they got to feel bad, man. A home team and y'all cheering for the other team. Appreciate the love, Mike. Appreciate the donation, my brother. Like Blank said, ain't no us without y'all. Look, it ain't about being at the table with me and not ordering pork. You shouldn't order pork no matter who, if you're at the table by yourself. Pork bad for you whether I'm there or not. Ain't nothing special about me. Give me 4 more likes. Can we get to 75 likes? Is that Spiral Spec? Man, I got it right. Much love to you, Spiral Spec. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for the donation, but thank you for your presence more so than anything. Appreciate that. Can we get 3 more? Is it 3 people in here? Well, you know, it turned into a we had a long relationship segment. It got real. You have to go back and watch it. It got real deep. It got real deep. You have to go back and kind of, I don't know what the time stamp was when we started that conversation, but you'll find it because it went on a while, you know. If you got time to watch the whole thing or you pick up about in the middle somewhere, you might catch it. Why Not says, have you heard about all them scientists disappearing? I think I did hear something about some scientists disappearing. What's the I don't know the whole backstory. Like what's going on? What happened? But I vaguely caught a piece of that story about some scientists coming up missing. What's up with that? Fairness, I appreciate the love. Thank y'all for sharing and hanging out with your big brother. Yeah, what's going on? They get rid of the good ones and keep the bad ones. Yeah. Again, it goes back to what we talked about an hour ago when we were talking about the powers and we talked about freedom of speech. See, freedom of speech, but also the freedom to exercise and utilize your ideas that are not in the box that they created. So if we want to make a GMO sick society, we don't want to hear about your natural stuff because that's affecting the bottom line. See? So OG Bano says the scientists studying extraterrestrials. Hey, that's a big deal right now. We talked about that earlier. We've been on here a long time. We done covered a little bit of everything because the government knows who those so-called extraterrestrials are. They know. I need 1 more like to get to that 75. So it would make sense if those scientists are coming out in exposing, because there's a couple, like I mentioned earlier in this live, who spoke the truth. See, they'll act like they're releasing some of the so-called UFO files, and they still not giving you everything. They giving little pieces of it, but they're not giving everything. Zazel says if we do it this year, people gonna go crazy in the middle of the streets. Yeah, man, I can imagine. Only problem is Y'all can get out the East. Y'all run into that OKC buzzsaw. That's gonna be hard to beat, man. Y'all gonna have to use y'all bench. I wouldn't mind seeing Mike Brown winning one though. That brother they've done him wrong a lot through a lot of stops he's made. I'd love to see Mike Brown winning one. If the Knicks made it to the finals, I would be pulling for the Knicks to win it because I don't like OKC. I don't like San Antonio Spurs because they in our division and they got better than us, faster than us. So I'd be pulling for the Knicks. Plus, like I said, I want Mike Brown. I want that brother to win him one if he got them. Yeah. Michael says, look up 15-minute cities and smart cities. Smart cities. I can only imagine what it is. Phantom Face says it's a live version of They Live. Oh, we made it to 75. Okay, cool. Cross D, Columinati, appreciate the love, man. Like I said, ain't me, ain't no me without y'all. Ain't no me without y'all. No. I'm not that kind of fan. See, I know people who, like if a Houston team loses, but it's another Texas team still in the playoff, they say, okay, well, we're gonna pull for the other Texas team. Not me. I don't want the other Texas team to win if we don't win. Especially if the other Texas team is our sworn natural rival. I don't want San Antonio and Dallas to win nothing. So no, I'm not that fan that goes, well, if the Rockets don't do it, I hope the Spurs do. No, Spurs lose too. Appreciate the love, Spiral. Appreciate the donation. Thank you so much. Salute to you. All that you do. John Beam said Detroit Pistons all the way. Detroit and the Knicks, that Final Four gonna be crazy, bro. Knicks, Detroit, Spurs, OKC. Now, no disrespect to Minnesota because, it's only 2-1, and they could have won tonight, so you never know. But I just think the Spurs are going to take them. But you never know. Yeah. Fred G. said the people who worked on the project have to take a vacation. One day, y'all, I'm going to do, this just came in my head, and I hope I live up to keep my word. One day I'm going to do an all-night live stream. I saw this guy do that one time. I mean, this dude been on there like 6 hours. It got to be a night I really just don't have nothing going on. Crosby says the Jazz have been garbage ever since they traded Michael. Michael who? You say the Jazz have been garbage ever since they traded Mike Mitchell. Okay, I'm talking about Michael. Oh, Donovan. Yeah. You lose star players. But all them teams come back around. Any team that was bad and good, it goes ups and downs. They'll be good again at some point. Yep. All right, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all did y'all thing tonight. I may jump back on Sunday, man. Y'all did y'all thing. Y'all asked some great questions. And I appreciate the love, man. Much love, Spiral. Blessings and peace. All right.